It's me, Art of Singularity, and welcome to my new video. In this video, I'm going to be drawing a couple references. Or drawing from a couple references. Not using them perfectly, of course, as always. But, yeah. I'm going to be having some voiceover, just for the silent parts. This is not a reference, this is just something I was doing from before. I'm going to begin the first reference, which is... Aha! Right, this one. This is a piece by Dino. This is my final attempt, I guess you would say. This is my revenge, perhaps. Or maybe I'll be defeated again, and I'll have to come back. I don't know if I'm gonna come back. This is my final attempt to do this one. Let's see. First, I'll bring in the head. And also, I'll let myself voice over if I'm too quiet, which I probably will be. Let me see if I can focus here. Alright, so here's a time lapse. Because it was pretty boring. I didn't really say anything during this. I was just trying to focus. So the main part of this drawing that I was trying to change was to align the hips with the camera. As you can see in the actual reference on the right, that the hips are seemingly, or you can't really see, but underneath the clothes, it would seem like, judging by the position of the knees and legs and stuff, that the body is actually more so like she's running at the camera. For some reason, maybe it's because of the flow of the clothes or something, it seemed like she was running to the right, and so her body was angled to the right, but it is in fact not. It's seemingly running at us. So yeah, that was mainly the big thing that I was focusing on here. Alright, that was interesting. I'm going to come back at the end and refine these sketches. Of course, this is a little messy, actually. I don't think it's necessarily wrong. Maybe this is connecting probably to the wrong area. I think the hip, okay, I think the crotch would be here, and then that would be there. I think it's mostly correct. Her neck is a little long, so... let's see if I can maybe fix that. Neck there. In any case, yeah, I'll fix it after. Let me go to the next reference. Oh, this should be a pretty easy reference. Or so I said, but I went on to underestimate the power of the eye placement. Anyways, this artist is Aya. Pretty nice rendering. The rendering on the hair is very simple, but the skin, I guess, it's really smooth. So yeah, this is a very good drawing. Of course, like I was saying, not copying it perfectly, but I'm just gonna be taking the general gist of it. I guess the gist of it that I am taking is just the fact that this is a side profile. That's about it. Told the truth here. Did not take any of the, well, you know, looking good part of the reference. Or I say that as I make a bunch of lines there. So the air is somewhere here, probably here. Gonna connect around here, maybe. I'm gonna bring the eye. So the eye line is probably gonna be somewhere around here. I'm going to then bring in a nose. The nose is here. I'm gonna assume like the chin is somewhere here. So I'm gonna bring down the jawline right there. I'm gonna pop out the nose a little bit more. Bring it in. I was already struggling at this point. I need more practice. Here. I'm gonna connect it to the chin. Bring in the actual neck. So I know the neck is usually around where the eye is. So if the neck is here, I'm gonna assume this is the correct place for the neck. Then the eye is gonna probably be around here. So I'll just assume something like that. Like that. Eye is essentially this greater than sign, like from the side plane or side profile. It's essentially this, so I'm gonna do something like that. I'll have him actually look at the camera. Look at us. Look at me. There you go. I'm gonna bring in the folds for the eye. Eyelid, then the eyebrow. Then the lips. How about I have him smile? Bring in the nostril. While there's some dead space in the audio, I do like this, how the artist did the hair. I think that the simplicity, I think it's pretty simple. I think it's mostly big shapes with some, well, small shapes in between that gives the illusion of complexity, and it's really cool. So I would like to adopt a style similar to this. The actual form for where the nose actually, well, is. Like this hair, this bump, I don't, but I just did it here. I mean, the reference has it, so might as well try. Let me see. Let me bring in the air. Actually, hold on. Let me just shade the eye real quick. Okay. No. I don't know. Don't know how much I like this. I think I'm gonna bring the chin in slightly. The issue here is mainly about the eye placement. It is more so far to the right and down than it needs to be. Obviously, the reference is slightly different than mine, but, you know, it's still the same I think principle. The eye needs to come closer to the nose. Maybe. The chin is actually fine. I think the eye was bothering me slightly. From what I can see Probably right still now. Is. It's fine. Not aiming to be perfect, just aiming to be something alright. Let me bring in the shading for the air. Not the hair. Actually, hold on. Let me bring in the neck real quick. Or, okay, the neck. I'll bring in his chest here. So, completely deviating from the reference now. And you know, deviating below the neck isn't actually that bad. I'm not too unfamiliar with this area. I'm not too unfamiliar with the face either, but apparently I lost some touch. I lost my touch. More practice and, well, everything else should help. I think the chin is bothering me. I think this one's actually probably, you know, the face is probably my least favorite one. So, out of, you know, the three references that I did. Probably was too far forward. Okay, now I'm going to, the hair. I'll do that character, which is just a random character. Has curly hair, or curlier hair, something like this. Bring it in, then it goes out. Okay. Yeah, that just about works. Alrighty, now let me see what I can do with... Actually, is there anything else to do? Probably not, right? I don't think so. Alright, I'll leave it like this. I'll head on to the final reference. Which is... Okay, well, I had a reference that I was gonna do, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. So, I'll do this interesting one. I wasn't planning on doing this one, but it's Oikakism. Look at this. This is an interesting way to turn a body into an actual shape. Interesting. I haven't tried it exactly, but I wonder if I can make it work for me. Hopefully. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I was gonna start with the body, and I guess I kind of did. That's the line for the body that I usually do. But let me bring in the head real quick. So now the body's gonna go like there. I'm gonna bring in the side, whatever this is. Then where the spine is, I'm just gonna have it come back out. You know, I'm gonna keep it with the C. I think the C will give it, has more flow. Bring that in. Line there. I think I'm gonna bring the leg out and in. Then I'm gonna bring the out and again. Something like this. So now I'm just gonna try to keep it. So this leg is probably gonna be mostly straight since it's bearing the load of the entire body. The butt is gonna come in like that. This leg is gonna come in. Let me see if I can get this right. Kneecap somewhere there. Interesting. So she kind of looks like she's falling in some sort of way, right? I don't know. Is she grounded? Obviously she's moving. This is a very flowy pose, so it's not like she's static, but let me bring in her foot. I guess some of it's behind this reference right here, so helps me slightly. Let me see. I'm going to now bring in her neck, which I will then use to bring in the shoulders. So one shoulder is here, which we can use to bring the arm out in a straight line. And then the other one is going up. It's a nice balance. If you can look, if you can see, I think this way that the shoulders and the hips are shoulders are going like this, hips are going like this. I think that's like, I forgot, contrapasta or something like that. I forgot what language it's from. Contrapasta, I think. Yeah, gives a nice dynamic flow to the drawing. So this artist did it well. Or not even did it well, just did it in general, so it looks very nice. Wonder if I do that. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Probably not. Do you think that I'm someone who's doing something like... I've seen this artist around where they do this. They kind of have this weird method of bringing the body in, and it's really interesting, actually. It looks slightly similar. Like if I were to take the way that I start my bodies off, and I just like left it at the starting point, it looks slightly similar to how this artist does it. But obviously it's different. There's more structure there. Mine is definitely way more free form, which I actually don't mind. I think it's pretty comfortable for me, and I just need to work on better visualizing the anatomy, which, to be fair, I don't think I have such a hard time with the anatomy. With a pose like dinos, I think that's really where I struggle. I need to figure out how to deal with poses like that where the body parts are stacked with each other. That will give me a better ability to do poses like that. So yeah, cool artists. I've seen them around. I definitely like their way of drawing bodies and stuff. It looks pleasing to the eye, the breakdown. The kneecap a little bit more, just define it, I guess. I don't know. Okay. And then and then yeah, that works, I suppose. All right, I think that works slightly. I think this hand is a little bit too big. Let me see if I can fix it. All right, I guess that works. I'm gonna move it over to the voiceover. So, thank you for watching, and I guess voiceover me will take it from here. I'm just gonna, shade and stuff. Well, that's enough out of past me. It's voiceover me now. Yay! So, here is just me shading the drawings. This drawing was pretty easy to shade, but all of them mostly were. The hardest one was the first one, because it was messy in general, and I didn't really map out exactly where the torso was. Not properly, at least. It was mostly guidelines, so, my bad on that. I think it came out alright. So, yeah. This drawing was mostly just shading the hair. Nothing much to do with the face. I think I added some... Oh, yeah, I added some... like a beard and stuff. A beard and mustache. I just wanted to see how he'd look with one, which I don't think it fit. I also don't really like, well, I mean, I said this already, his eye placement. Definitely needs to be closer to the nose, but I think that's my main complaint. Maybe bring the air in slightly more, but I don't think I think it's fine, actually. Yeah, with the rest, I think, yeah, it's all right. I think the drawing I hate the most, I say hate the most, the drawing I don't like the most is probably this middle one, to be fair. I do like the rendering on the body, though, a little bit, like the shading and stuff. But, you know, I do like the shading on the body, but it's quite boring to me without like the rest of the body to like compare it to. So I'd say, yeah, the one in the middle is the one that I don't like the most. This one is my second favorite. Maybe it could be my favorite. It's a good pose. Okay, I'll put this one as my favorite, and the one at the top is my, in the middle of the two of them. It was definitely a struggle for me to be able to shade this one because I didn't map out a lot of it. Like, you can kind of guess where the body is, and so that's what I did. I added kind of like some sort of shirt thing. I don't know. It looks just like shading anyway, so hard to tell without me coloring it in or something. But yeah, I think the leg looks way less broken. Like, if I have a side by side of all of the illustration, like, I was saying, the one in the middle right here is probably the one with the least broken leg. I think that's probably true. I think this leg looks pretty good. The one on the right, I think I'd have to put it second. I think one on the right is second. This one in the middle I'm doing currently is third. It's like first, and the one on the left is, or that was on the left, it's all black now, but that one is in last place for me, personally. But yeah, so that's what. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. This is definitely a filler video.